This is a Samurai Nation podcast on the Samurai Nation Podcast Network. Hello, everybody. It's time for another episode of the Cool Podcast. Yay!
Cool podcast.
We're doing another episode. It's going to be fun. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Some of your favorite segments and some announcements and all kinds of fun stuff to do on the show today. I'm very excited. I'm going to get jazzed up, ready to do the show and get locked in. Don't really have much else to say than that. That's kind of awkward. What else am I going to do for the intro? Well, we've got some drama going on, of course, but we have some fun stuff too. We have a new segment. It's episode 38 of the Cool Podcast. Oh yeah, it's time for the Cool Podcast. Now let me just go right into it. Let me just spill the tea. You know, on the last episode, we had to talk about some stuff with, the Truth Seekers called in? That's me spilling the tea. Ew. God, okay. The Truth Seekers called in, and, well, they gave us a message that the Samurai Kid, well, basically that they'd hacked into the network, and that they were basically holding us ransom, this network, Samurai Nation, holding us hostage for $1.5 million. Oh no! It's a lot of money, and it's all on the Samurai Kid, because he was the one who revealed the identity of the Oracle, using Quick Viper, but they've hacked into Quick Viper, because there's been some backdoor. Anyway, you know all this if you're listening to it now. So anyway, Samurai Kid has started a GoFundMe. He's trying to get some funds going. He's getting some of his streamer friends out there to donate and do some streams and donating bits and all that stuff in hopes to get that $1.5 million mark. I don't know if they'll get there. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm kind of looking around thinking, what are our other options? Because we're part of, well, the network is part of Pod Media. So I'm looking around thinking, who's going to bail me out next? That's kind of how I've been operating as of lately is, how am I going to get bailed out of this? I need a bailout, and who's going to bail me out of this next? But we don't have to worry about that now, thankfully. Maybe they will raise $1.5 million. Who knows? But we've got a special thing to announce, something really fun and cool leading up to the final episode of the year. Not the final episode. We're going to keep going till I have no idea when it'll ever end. Probably never. But last episode of the year, let's see if we can get some cool music for this. This is big stuff. Let's get some cool music up in here. This is a little bit ominous, but we need something a little more exciting. How about this one? Announcing, for part of the Cool Podcast, the show you're listening right now, we're proud to announce, for the last final episode of the year, we're doing something very new. The segment bracket. And what is that, you ask? The segment bracket. We're going to have the users, patrons, voting on which segments they want. It's sort of like March Madness, but in December. I've got all things set up in the Google Forms, so you're going to go in. I'll post it sometime tomorrow afternoon, Thursday afternoon. You're going to go in, and there's going to be some head-to-head matchups on which segments going up against one of each other in bracket format. And then those segments that win will go on to face the other segment head-to-head in the segment bracket. And then the segments that win, it'll be chosen by the patrons as the best segments of the whole year. A whole year of listening to the show. I guess it'll be on the 30th. We'll do the last episode of the year, and it'll be the best segments according to the patrons. And I'm sure for me, it'll be the best segments. I love all the segments equally as much. They're all great in any number of ways. So check that out. Go in and exercise your right to do democracy by voting in the segment bracket. And then we'll have a big episode that's going to be cool and fun. Okay, let's get into our first segment. I cannot wait to do it. Now let's get out of the segment bracket and let's get into our first segment. It's the podcast roundup. Woo! I'm trying to get energized tonight. Let me drink some water. Let me see if that helps. We have got a lot of cool podcasts to cover.
Cool podcast.
I'm so excited to do this one. We have some big announcements with some of these podcasts. Let's just get right into it. Our first big announcement.
Hi, everybody. This is Michael Ian Black, very famous, speaking
Very
to you
famous.
today from just outside the Jill Schwartz Memorial Library here in the wilds of Connecticut with an exciting announcement.
He's got an exciting announcement for us. I can't wait. They
You
voted.
decided
They did democracy
on
over
which
there.
book I will be reading
It's like the
for
segment
season
bracket.
2 of Obscure, the podcast in which I read a book of classic literature and comment on it as I go.
Whoa.
The selections were many. Gradually, we winnowed them down. And now, at last, we have a winner. The finalists were Jane Eyre, Frankenstein, and Wuthering Heights. You voted.
They voted on
Your
the best book
season
for him
2
to read.
of Obscure is Frankenstein. I look forward to joining all of you on Patreon, where I will be reading
Patreon.
this book in its entirety and commenting on it as I go. Frankenstein is your Season 2 winner of the Obscure polling that I did somewhat randomly on Twitter.
Wow. So there you have it. There you have it. It's the season 2 of the Obscure podcast. But he called it that because the book he wrote was called Jude the Obscure, which I've never heard of, but he was like, this book is long and weird. I'm going to read it. And now he's reading even more obscure books like Frankenstein. But it's over on Patreon, so I'm going to have to see if I can find a pirated feed. See if I can find a pirated feed of Michael Ian Black Season 2. I hope so. Some other people doing podcasts. You've seen this. Have you heard of this? It's the podcast news. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will produce and host podcasts for Spotify, starting with the holiday special. We gotta check this out. Spotify announced Tuesday it has signed a multi-year deal with Prince Harry and wife Meghan's newly formed production company, Archwell Audio, to host and produce podcasts. We love the Spotify. The company's stock jumped 2%. That's good. It's a huge grab for Spotify, because they've also got Joe Rogan and Michelle Obama and Kardashian too, and someone from TikTok. They've been investing in podcasts. Adding Harry and Meghan could attract a new batch of subscribers amid the streaming wars. They're in partnership with Spotify's Gimlet Studio. Will release a holiday special later this month. We've got to check that out. The deal comes roughly 3 months after the royal couple signed a multi-year deal with Netflix to make all kinds of stuff, including children's programming. They've stepped down as their roles as senior royals moved to the U.S. They're following a similar path to the Obamas, and maybe Meghan will be the president someday. That would be cool. But they're doing podcasts now, so we're going to have to check that out. The holiday special, maybe they'll have Lumpy and Grumpy on there from this. Remember the Star Wars special? I've got this wrapper here. I need to get fiddling with it. Okay, we need to get serious about these podcasts. Well, another podcast. You heard this one in the news. Have you heard of this? That's right, Matthew McConaughey. He's been doing podcasting. We had him on. We actually had an interview with him, and it's on our other Patreon. But he was on Michaela Peterson doing interviews, and then all of a sudden he popped up over on Russell Brand's podcast talking about politics or something. He's been all over the place. I tried to get the episode, but you have to subscribe to something called Luminary, original podcast you won't find anywhere else. And I think you have to pay for it in order to get... I guess I could have started a free trial, but anyway, it wasn't worth it really. I lost interest very quickly, but we have a little clip from their Twitter. We're just going to leave this episode of Under the Skin with Matthew McConaughey here. Here's a little clip, and they're going to talk about politics, I think.
I in no way can purchase that one group's right, and if you don't believe this, then the rest of them are going down. I'm just not going to purchase that. I've spent time with many Muslims that I highly respect, and Africa, Hindu. I've spent time with
I've spent time in Hindu.
Beauty. And actually, we're actually talking about closer to the same thing that everyone's putting on. You know, my favorite verse in the Bible is Matthew 6:22. If thy eye be single,
of course, it's his name.
Thy whole body will be full of light. And that's and it shows up in the Quran. It shows up in many different worded slightly differently, but it's basically the Hindu third eye.
Holy
as well.
moly.
And it's saying all those things we were talking about earlier, though you talk about enlightenment, those things we see as contradictions. It's saying that where they're not heaven, hell, future, culture, all those things we're talking about are not contradictions. They're actually where they overlap.
What?
That third eye. That's not the gray area of compromise, which we like to call it. It's actually the white light where all the colors of the truth are revealed.
Whoa.
And that's the third eye.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
That's, I would call myself an optimistic mystic.
That's cool. That is cool. That's third eye where the overlap. But he was talking about politics, I think, too. Is what I was seeing on Twitter. So that's a little clip from that. The Luminary original podcast you won't find anywhere else. Let's get into a full-on podcast. I've been wanting to hear this one. I've been wanting to hear it. And let's which episode do I pick? Because there's quite a few now. Let's just start with the latest one. This is one I've been wanting to get to as soon as I saw it come out. Bill Gates and Rashida Jones asked the big questions. Now, how did these two get together? Bill Gates, billionaire, invented computer, and Rashida Jones does acting, was in Parks and Rec. How did Anne get teamed up with Bill Gates? And they're doing a podcast of asking the big questions.
Today's episode contains some salty language, courtesy of Bono, which is fine for me but may not be suitable for all listeners.
Bono? Is that a cuss?
Hi, I'm Rashida Jones.
Hi, I'm Bill Gates.
And we're here to ask the big questions.
Hey, Bill Gates.
Can we just talk?
Today, the big question is, can
What's the
people
big
really change?
question?
Can Trump supporters learn to accept and maybe even respect President Joe Biden? Will this pandemic ever unify us as opposed to dividing us? So, talking about personal change and making change in the world and how those two things are connected. In terms
Bill,
of the
what do you
work
think,
that you do
Bill?
and how you've tried to precipitate change, do you feel like there were things when you were young that
When you
were
invented the
extremely important to
computer.
you and that you prioritized that have changed?
Yeah, I'd say that I'm more interested in other people. I was quite self-centered when I was young. Am I talented? What can I do with my talent?
I
Wow.
think we all do that.
Computers, but I was an extreme
Computers.
case.
Okay.
I was doing
I believe you.
computers.
Can I write the best
Can I
software?
do the
What
computer
can we
the
do with
best?
personal computing?
How
And I definitely
big?
think age
How big can
for me
we
has
make the
made me
computer?
think about other people way more than I was able to when I was young.
Okay, so what would 18-year-old Bill see about Bill today that would surprise him?
He'd be like, oh, "What? You have how much money? Man, you have how much money? I don't even know. Bill Gates, I don't even know where this guy came from. All I know, he's invented the computer. And did he grow up? Is he a... Let me just click on the Wikipedia real fast. He's got a podcast. He's the co-founder of Microsoft. He's born in Seattle. His father was a lawyer. And his mother served on the board of directors for First Interstate Bank System. His maternal grandfather was a national bank president. Wanted him to be a lawyer. Okay, anyway, just kind of needed to check that out and see what was Bill Gates, where was he at the age of 18? What was he up to? We don't know what he's up to. Typical 18-year-old.
I'd say this guy is lazy.
Now I know why he invented the
He
computer.
takes a lot of vacation. He's not as sharp as he used to be.
That's so sad. You think your young self would look at this guy and be like, "What is he doing?
What the
Get to
frick?
work, buddy."
Yeah, just goofing off. But of course I didn't. And when I was 18, I didn't have high expectations for what I would do in my 60s because, I didn't think of people in their 60s as being relevant to the fast-moving, high IQ game that I was in. And there weren't older people because it was kind of a new field.
All the old people were
So I wouldn't
dead.
expect myself to still be at the cutting edge or at all. But I was pretty tough on how lazy most people were.
And now you're one of those people.
You bet.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm headed off. I'm going to take the weekend off. I mean,
Whoa.
Whoa, must be nice. Is it too late to solve climate change? Does everybody lie? What in the world? Why did they start
You
this
still
podcast?
believe that in 20 years life will be better than it is today.
yeah, far better than it is
Far
today.
better.
Yes.
That's a big statement.
That's a big statement. It says you can listen to each episode below and even access exclusive bonus content by becoming a Gates Notes Insider. What is that? Gates Notes Insider. What is that? Gates Notes. The blog of Bill Gates. The Gates Notes. Okay. You can become a member of his blog? Weird. He's got the podcasts. He's got a blog. He's taking a vacation. But they're asking the big questions. All right, that's pretty interesting. I had to check that one out to see what was going on. What are we looking at here time-wise? Okay, we're doing good. Let's move on because we have a new segment. We have some other stuff we'll get to next time with podcasts. I'm excited about that. I really am glad that we got to dip into the Bill Gates podcast because I was curious about it. Everyone's talking about it. Let's get into our next segment, and won't you believe it? It's a new segment. And I feel like every time I do a show, I'm always talking about how we're doing a new segment. And we're really doing one this time, guys. Really for real this time. Although we did do the other one, the Voice of the People. That was a new segment. This is a brand new segment. Another one that the patrons voted on. I put up a poll over on the Patreon. And I posed the question about whether I should do this segment. And we had unanimous yes across the board. Yeah! So we're doing it. It's the new segment, and here it goes. It's Funkadelic. Oh, yeah. We're doing a Funko segment. Oh, no. Why are we doing that? Well, I think I just asked, should we do this? And then I kept thinking about it, and then I thought, I really need to run this by the patrons and make sure they're okay with this. Make sure they're okay with a Funko segment. I also think here's what happened. I found a Funko meme Facebook and started getting into it and thought, there is so much weird stuff going on with these things. So much weird lingo, and it reminded me of crypto stuff. People trading and buying and trading and selling, and there's a lot of commerce involved. So we're interested in that. So that's why we're doing the new Funko segment. And I'm over here on Reddit, and we've got an ad. I'm gonna have to clip this for later. We've got an ad here that says she showed it all live on the news, and you'll have to subscribe to a different kind of thing to see what she showed live, because it's getting nasty up in here. Okay, Funko stuff. Well, we've got videos. Let's do a quick video. This is kind of interesting because it's Christmas time. People are doing these Funko Advent calendars, the Funko calendar. And so we're going to watch video of someone doing the Funko calendar. Or we're going to listen to it at least.
Very detailed.
Oh, here we go. Got to rewind it.
I'm going to get this done every single day apart from one.
Funko.
Harry Potter. I'm a little bit tired today.
Harry Potter.
Spares are on.
She's doing Harry
16
Potter
today.
Advent calendar. It's the
Everyone
16th.
waits for this today. Good one.
Hey,
I know it.
It's Funkos, mate.
Do you want to say it now?
What the frick? I don't know any
Mad
Harry
Eye.
Potter.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Very, very good, isn't it?
Very cool. Funkos, man. I don't know this character.
Very
She's got like an
detailed.
eye patch or something.
Brilliant.
Very, very
Funko,
cool.
you're doing very, very well. Over and out. Happy 16th Advent Day.
It's the Advent calendar for Funkos. Everyone's doing the Harry Potter. Let's see another one. This is Canadian Pop Collector. I was trying to find ones for today, the 16th. Happy Advents.
Guys, what is up and what is going on? Let's open up number 16, baby.
What is up,
Baby,
everyone?
baby, 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 baby.
Let's see. Do they all get the same ones or
Wake
what?
up. Grandma's gonna put a little makeup.
Funko, it's the 16th. Which one are we getting in the
Guy.
Advent?
Yeah. This is Professor Snape.
Ooh, Professor Snape.
He's the one who kills Dumbledore.
Spoiler alert.
But him and Dumbledore planned the whole thing out. Dumbledore, saw into the future, so they
Dumbledore.
talked to Snape, but that's the way it had to go. He said for the Dark Lord to not know that's what has to happen. And Harry in the last one feels so lost without Dumbledore because Dumbledore always gave Harry guidance. We find out later on that Snape's actually a good guy and was playing double agent. So this one is actually done really well. I can immediately tell who it is.
Who is that?
This is Professor Snape, Service Snape.
Oh my god. he got his favorite character. That's a pretty good one, Mr. Snake of Harry Potter fame. This is Canadian pop collector. And his partner here is significant other, I'm guessing. She didn't know anything. She didn't know what the hell Harry Potter. She didn't know anything about this, but he's into it. I'm into it. Oh, they got a Dragon Ball Z. Let's check this one out. Oh man, they've got all kinds of Funko calendars. You can't now.
So December, guys, we have 1, 2, 3, 4,
Here's
5,
the Dragon
6, 7,
Ball
8,
Z.
9 more days till Christmas time. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Oh crap.
No, come on, baby. There we go.
It's Dragon Ball.
No, I didn't.
It's Dragon Ball Z Funko.
Nakita mo na ba?
Huh?
Nakita mo na.
Nikita Kita?
Ano? Nakita mo na ba what is inside?
Oh.
Oh,
I think that is Chaozu.
cute.
So many characters to remember, but that's okay. At least you know where it is. It's pretty darn cool, though.
That's pretty cool. It's Dragon Ball Z. It's a little guy. I don't think I know that one. He's one of the obscure characters. And then, okay, let's do one more. These are all from today, day 16. He's got 3 Funko Advent calendars. Here's the Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, baby.
Welcome back to our Advent
Need
calendar.
to get one of these.
Nightmare Before Christmas. So we are on December 16th, my friends. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think you shouldn't
days
have
before
more than
Christmas.
one
Go.
Advent calendar.
Woo! Gotta hold this so I don't shrek it up. No! No! Grab the hold. The suspense is killing me.
It's killing you softly.
Killing me softly.
Who's it gonna be? Which is the
Oh,
Yes! Yes, it's good. It's a glow-in-the-dark zero. That's why he's transparent.
oh.
It glows in the dark. Yes, guys! Mom,
Cool, yeah, you can have it. I'm not interested.
it's a glow-in-the-dark one, though. That's why he's transparent. I was
A
wondering...
pumpkin. What's a pumpkin?
That's his nose. Yeah, that's why, that's Zero's nose.
A pumpkin?
Yeah, it's a pumpkin. So at first when she pulled it out, guys, I honestly thought, I was like, why do we get the same character? But when looking at it, it's transparent, meaning it glows in the dark.
Holy crap.
That's freaking cool, see? Very nice, and the paint is good. His eyes aren't too wrecked.
That's freaking cool. It's a little ghost dog from The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's freaking cool. Okay, man. Already we're off to a good start with the Funko segment. But before we, we've got to start somewhere with Funkos. I know that they're the little cartoons, figurines. They have weird shaped heads and they all kind of look the same. And people collect them. But I don't know, how did it all begin with Funko? It's likely you've encountered a Funko Pop because they've had sales increased to $686 million. The figurines accounting for 82% of all their sales. Whoa. So you've seen one before on your coworker's desk and on the Christmas tree. Why exactly are the figurines so phenomenally popular? How did the company come to dominate the pop culture merchandising market? When I walk into my room full of pops, I like to look around and just be blasted by nostalgia. What? Me too. That's me when I walk into my room. The nostalgia just blows my freaking head off. That's what this guy says about his collection. I like that you can have characters from an old Mexican TV show, and you can have a Care Bear, and you can have John Wick and Elvira. And they all look right together. They're kind of uniform. You can have all these different genres together in one concise collection. That is kind of cool. You can imagine John Wick hanging out with Elvira, and then Fred Flintstone comes in and he's like, "What's going on, guys?" His famous catchphrase. Let's see. It says collectors make up 36% of Funko's customers, while 31% are occasional buyers. So you only buy one or two of these Funko Pops. They appeal to both markets because of the science of cute behind the figurine's design. There's literally a certain height of eyes, a certain width apart, and the head being 2/3 the size of the body. It's a set ratio, like baby animals with big eyes that are kind of far apart. It's science. It's science stuff. I think it's sort of born in us to be attracted to these things. So we've all, just like we've been born with original sin, we've all been born with the innate ability to love the Funkos, baby. A lot of people didn't want to like these, and they'd buy one. They'd buy two, and suddenly they're hooked. So I understand the appeal of, and some of these just don't look very cool. It's a thing you can put on your desk. One of these, one is not going to do any harm. Whatever. There's a video called I Hate Funko Pop Vinyls. People hate these things. Some people find them creepy looking, very off-putting. Funko has amassed more than 1,000 licensed properties, from Avengers to the Golden Girls. They have something for literally everyone, according to Funko's VP of Licensing and Business Development. They constantly look out for new licenses by searching fan forums and listening to Funko collectors about what they want to see next. Listen to the fans. That's how you're going to get ahead. They've got a Funko for everyone. Perhaps the greatest trick Funko ever pulled is releasing multiple iterations of the same character. So they've got 29 different distinct figurines of Conan O'Brien. That's pretty funny. You can get all different kinds of Iron Mans too. And people will just keep buying this stuff. Let's see. I was kind of looking to figure out where it came from. Brief history. They started out in 1998. They had a nostalgia-themed bobbleheads called Wacky Wobblers. And then they started doing Funko's Funko Vision. Allowed fans to relive the cartoons of their past. Now this is I can see you're not seeing this, but their early figurines were like classic cartoons, Looney Tunes, Flintstones. Speaking of Flintstone, Mr. Flintstone himself. And these aren't funkified version. These are just normal, Marvin the Martian. I would have Marvin the Martian. But then when they start making them look all crazy and make them look the same, then I'm not too into that. Making a Funko. Success. They've been the most successful company out there. And I hope you enjoyed the new Funko segment. We're going to get into some more Funko stuff on another time. So let's get into our next segment. It's What's News. That's the next segment we got coming up here. And don't forget the segment bracket also, people. Come on. We're going to get the podcast up and I'll post the segment bracket. Maybe I'll post it on Friday when you're sitting around the computer. All of you, all the patrons are all sitting around the computer together, and they can vote on your favorite segment. And maybe the Funko one will win. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, I'm not sure if it's on the bracket. It might be too new, but so far it's doing very good. And more people are talking about it. All right, this is What's News. What's up in the news today? Well, this is a crazy one. You know that we're going to talk about this. This is some stuff about hackers. Russia suspected in major cyber attack on the U.S. government. Oh no! We know all about hackers. Samurai Nation Podcast Network has been hacked by the Truth Seekers. The Anonymous hacked us. So what's going on here? Russian hackers working for the Kremlin. We hate them. No. They're believed to be behind hacking breaches of U.S. government computer systems at the Department of Treasury, Commerce, and Homeland Security that may have lasted months before they were discovered. Crap, they broke into the email systems at government departments. But the full extent of the breach was not immediately clear as U.S. officials scrambled to make an assessment. Oh no. They got hacked by Russia. For real this time. The government did not name Russia or any other actor as being responsible. Huh. But different reports have identified Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service, the SVR, as the most likely culprit. The SVR is the rough equivalent. This is like the CIA. They were blamed for major attacks in 2014, 2015 that attacked everybody, the White House and everything. But Russia denied it, of course, as they would. Now, what did they hack into? Well, the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency. Man, that's a mouthful. They're part of the Homeland Security. They said that the agencies should disconnect from SolarWinds Orion products. SolarWinds has government contracts, including with military and intelligence services, and also with many large private companies. The attackers have used a simple chain attack method that embeds malicious code into legitimate software updates. Supply chain attack. A chain attack is like when I'm playing Streets of Rage on the Nintendo and I'm smacking with the chain. The compromise of SolarWinds Orion network management products poses unacceptable risk of the security federal networks. Dang, SolarWinds is based in Austin, Texas. Other tech companies, Microsoft, Bill Gates, and FireEye also weighed in. FireEye reported the hackers. FireEye reported last week that hackers stole the company's key tools used to test vulnerabilities in the computer networks of its customers. Oh man. President Putin said he didn't do it. But SolarWinds is the program that they hacked into. They're based out of Austin. The hackers are at it again, folks. NASA may have been compromised too. Oh no.
Networks as part of a cyber espionage campaign. They gained access by inserting malware into an Austin-based company's software updates in the spring. KXAN's Maggie Glynn filed this report earlier today from SolarWinds company headquarters.
SolarWinds is a software company. It has more than 300,000 clients, some of which include federal agencies. That includes the White House, the Pentagon, and all 5 branches of the U.S. military. But the company says the malware attack only affected 18,000 of those clients. SolarWinds says it's an attack from a foreign nation, something cybersecurity experts say is one of the largest scale espionage campaigns to date. But it's too soon to know exactly how much access they've gained.
They have to, what we call it, situation awareness. They have to do some analysis regarding the situation awareness. They have to shut down the entire network immediately. And then they need to actually do what we call
we need to attack the hackers.
Or clean update of the network in order to make sure that that malicious update is not there.
The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency says it's working with other agencies to help identify and mitigate any potential compromises. In an SEC filing today, SolarWinds says it plans to release an update tomorrow to remove any trace of that malware from customer systems. In Austin, Maggie Glenn, back to you.
Oh no, the hackers are at it again. This sounds kind of like what happened to the Samurai Kid. He went all in with Quick Viper and then something weird happened and he was able to get hacked into. This is kind of like SolarWinds, I guess, is sort of like the Quick Viper of this in this situation. They slipped malware into the software update, according to global cybersecurity firm FireEye. I've heard of Firefest. Oh my god, I'm too tired to do the show now. Good thing we're getting close to the end. They're headquartered in Austin. FireEye. are the ones, and maybe they're just making it up. SolarWinds asked that all customers upgrade immediately to Orion platform to address a security vulnerability. Oh no. Well, some of the customers, we had this guy here is commenting on it. Chris Krebs. I wonder if he's related to Kreb from eating hot wings and stuff. Krebs on security. More than 425 of the U.S. Fortune 500, telecommunication company, the military, the president, AT&T, H&R Block, Kodak, even them, and Nestle. Hopefully the Russians didn't steal the recipe for Nestle Quick. And this is all according to Krebs on security. Well, we hope the hackers will get what's coming to them, get their just fruits, we hope that they'll come back in full force and get revenge on these hackers for what they've done by stealing all this stuff from us. We hate the hackers. Okay. We're standing up against the hackers officially. We're coming out against all hackers. If you're a hacker, stop listening now. You're not allowed. Okay. Thanks for listening to the show. To the patrons, check out the segment bracket. Get voting. Exercise your right to democracy. I'll be posting that on Friday, and you can vote, and then we'll have round 2 next week. All right. Thanks for listening to the show. I'm gonna go to bed, go to sleep. I'm sleepy. Whoa, that woke me up. That's the lady who ate the spicy chip. Oh yeah, I ate some spicy chips. Where does that fit into with this segment? But man, those damn things were spicy as frick. I can't imagine if I'd eaten those when I was doing the show. It would have been crazy. Anyway, just kind of talking and chatting it up. This is sort of a wind down segment. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm gonna go to sleep. Have great, wonderful dreams, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Cool Podcast. Bye-bye.
I can't stop buying crypto.
Cool Podcast.
That was a Samurai Nation podcast on the Samurai Nation Podcast Network.
Who is that?
This is Professor Snape. Service Snape.